In studio now is Shane West from Nikita. Love scenes galore with you and Maggie Q. Let's get right to that. Let's skip the wine and candles and get right to the sack here.
Okay, right to the sack.
Lots going on there in that front. You're supposed to go out and capture her and bring her back, but instead you become enamored. Do you always fall for beautiful women like this?
In my personal life, yes.
Yeah.
No, but no. It's I think with Michael and Nikita is they've had a history before, and it's just been blocked out for obviously many different reasons, and he working for Division, her going rogue, and so it was reignited, and now they have to find a way of making this work together. And to help try and bring down Division. And I think we have about 4 episodes left to show what can happen.
Tonight's episode, I'm seeing a lot of rolling around in the hay with you and Maggie Q. That can be challenging, right? She's got a phenomenal frame.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And well, you know what? What's typical about our shows? We get to do this. This great love scene, which is fun, and it's all post. I'll put it that way. But
what does that mean?
Post-coital.
Oh.
I'll put it that way.
I thought it said it's all you like. The editors fixed it in post-production.
No. I knew that it wasn't very clear.
Oh, it's post.
That's
too bad. It's
my
not.
fault.
It's
No,
not
we didn't
mid.
get to actually, no, it's not mid or even beginning. But the thing is very typical. One of the other characters comes in and ruins it. So it's before anything else can happen. So it's always a lot of teasing. But
Well, I'll tell you what. At least it's post and not pre, because eventually, I mean, if it's always pre, people get frustrated. Man, come on, let the guy have at least a moment.
That's true. I think that's when they should put subtitles on the screen, and this just happened, and then continue with the scene. That would be kind of nice.
What is the most beautiful physical attribute of Maggie Q, your co-star here?
Ooh, this could get me in trouble.
No.
No. She's.
I'll tell you mine.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, her tattoo. I mean, I know that's not necessarily, I guess, the physical attribute, but
where is it?
That phoenix tattoo on her hip
yeah.
is pretty sexy. But her lips.
Her
are
lips are amazing.
They're amazing, and you can't compliment her because she gets embarrassed consistently and constantly, and
yeah.
But no, she's physically flawless. We have a lot of beautiful women on the show, so it's I think the fans should be excited about that.
I think she's the new Angelina Jolie.
Guys are. Yeah, you think?
I think she's the new Angelina Jolie in the lips department because Angelina's lips are very pronounced. Hers are a little more subtle, but they're perfect. They're just perfection.
They are perfect.
And it's
Yes,
funny
they
because
are.
that's my favorite attribute too.
Yeah,
the lips.
I love that. But that's something that's important to me in women is anyway. So I think that
no thin lipper. You're not a thin lip.
Not
guy.
a thin lipper.
The upper thin lip is not going to work for you.
The upper thin lip, especially. Yeah,
especially that razor thin lip. It doesn't work for me. And I bet you also, like me, don't like toenails where the paint is chipped. I like a nice, cleanly polished, painted toenail.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you said that. I don't mind that as
pet
much,
peeve.
but you have to take care of your stuff.
You gotta take care of your.
You gotta take care of your feet. You gotta take care of your feet. Or I'm
And
not
everything else.
touching them. I'm
And
not touching
everything
them.
else.
And everything else too. Yeah.
Womanscaping, especially.
Womanscaping, especially the pits. Yeah, that's very important too.
My father was telling me a story. He was in the German when he was he was in the army on a German base years ago. He went to this small town. They crowned a potato queen or something, and she came in, and the men carried her over their shoulders. And here come the potato queen, and she comes into the village, and she goes and waves to her people, and a giant crop of hair underneath, and he just went
Crop
"Ooh."
of potato. Yeah, that's not good.
It was a bird's nest, and it just ended.
Oh,
all the fantasy, right?
Yeah, that'll
there.
end a lot of fantasies, I think.
So where is this going? You're on the same team,
Right.
Nikita and you, Michael and Nikita on the same squad. Do we win? You can't win yet. There's the next season.
That's right. I mean, upcoming, we're trying to get, now that it's Michael, Nikita, and Alex, we're trying to get Alex out of Division, to get her completely free, so that we can try. This is what's currently happened, so that we can try and take down Division. But the problem is Nikita didn't have a lot of help with what she had to do in the first half of the season. In adding me to the equation, I'm now in essence, the mole that Alex was in the beginning, which we were trying to figure out for the whole season. And now I turn into the mole trying to get information from Amanda and Burkhoff and Percy and give it back to Nikita. So we're going to see this crazy
You could
build
die.
to a finale.
You better be good friends with the writers and the executive
It's
producers and all those people.
very true.
You're
Very true.
expendable immediately.
Well,
You're in
they're
very
kinda-
dangerous water.
They're making it kind of that way for every character by the end of this year. And we already lost one and earlier on in the year, and it's good television. You got to keep that going and keep people motivated and excited for the show.
You were Dr. Ray Barnett on ER.
That's right,
Do you miss
yeah.
those days?
Yeah, of course. I mean, ER was such a wonderful show. I was very blessed to be a part of that, and I did 3 years on it, and I'd never been a part of anything that was such a smooth running ship. Because it'd been on when I joined, it was season 11.
Right.
So it'd been on for over 10 seasons, and you got very nervous because you just couldn't. You were afraid to do anything wrong. It wasn't the
Right.
beginning of a show like for us and Nikita. We can all learn this together. But on ER, I was the rookie, and I had to get it together or I was out. I remember Noah Wiley saying something like that to me. He's like, "If you don't remember your lines, we're moving on without you." I was like, "All right, welcome to ER."
Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah, I just actually saw him when he was doing his show in Toronto, Fallen Skies. We worked together, and I told him that story, and he was like, "I do not remember telling you that. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry." But it was
But it's
a
probably
blast.
valuable advice.
It was very, yeah.
What is it like being in Toronto for Nikita, being away from home in LA? It's cold. You're shooting in the cold. Hey.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It's a beautiful town. Well, not town. It's a pretty big city. And it's a great city, and very great food. Many different things to do. Wonderful weather when it's in the summer. But we had to go through the whole winter, and that was pretty difficult. I'm from Louisiana. I was born in Louisiana. I was raised in California. I'm not used to having to get snow tires on my car and things like that. That was difficult. Yeah.
That's a whole new concept.
I think it snowed there 3 days ago, so it just you never know.
Here's a very naughty question, but
Okay.
I think about this. You're a single guy,
Uh-huh.
great looking dude, great actor, got everything going for you. Do you have like a local Toronto gal who's your girlfriend when you're shooting there and you just kind of hang out with her?
No, I don't, and that's
No
and I'm
shack-up partner while
I'm
you're in Toronto?
No shack up partner. Good
idea, no?
It's a great idea, but we were pretty lonely out there. I mean, it's also you're trying to get used to a new city, a new coast, East Coast, and a new country. And we also were picked up for 13 episodes. We weren't picked up for 22 right away.
Right,
So
okay.
we had this build of like July to December, and we might be done. And then all of a sudden, December to April, and we got the full season. So I never, in a long-winded answer to your shack-up question, no.
No, but that's
It's
got to be
we were a little
lonely
more
up there,
focused
no?
on weather. Yeah, it was, but we worked so much, especially Maggie, myself, and Lindsay, that we didn't really have much downtime. And we do a lot of 6-day weeks, and we do a lot. Usually, it's 8 days for an hour drama and 8 working days, and we pulled a lot of 9 to 10.
Yeah.
So we worked a lot of Sundays.
What do you
And-
do to satisfy the romantic impulses? Do you have a girlfriend back at home who travels in, or
No, I was actually getting a show is what ruined it. I was seeing someone a little bit before, but it wasn't serious. It was building towards something.
getting there?
And then I booked a show, and then it was kind of like, all right, I'm out of here. Unfortunately, it's 9 months in Toronto. So
Life of an actor.
yeah,
I
can't complain.
I understand you had a childhood crush on Courtney Cox.
That I did. That was my childhood crush. I mean, Family Ties, which is a show I watched all the time, and she was Michael J. Fox's girlfriend, and that's when I first noticed her. I didn't notice her in the Bruce Springsteen video. It was Family Ties. And then my toy growing up was Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and she was in that movie, which was a 2-for-1 on that one. And
Fan of Friends?
I was, and I remember being excited for the show because it was cool to see her on prime time on a show that I had a feeling was going to be pretty big. Not as big as it was, but I had a feeling it was going to be pretty successful. And so I was very excited. I actually watched it because of her, and then became a big fan of Matthew Perry as well, and watched the show, I think, for 4 seasons straight.
What's her most beautiful physical attribute?
Legs.
Great legs.
I'd have to say legs.
Getaway sticks.
Getaway, is that
Excellent.
what they're called? I like that. Getaway sticks. To run
Great
away from
getaway
me.
sticks.
Right. Yes. No, I'd have to say legs, and I've always been.
What about the eyes? They're piercing and very.
yeah.
She's really when she looks you in the eye. I mean, it's like it's whoa,
So that
whoa.
could be a negative as well. That could be kind of scary too. So,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
if
it
she's
could be
mad at
like
you.
if she's mad at you, yeah, it's.
But if she's
a
hot
walk
for you,
away,
forget about it.
then you can't. Then it's a laser beam. Yeah.
Do I need to remind you? She is single.
Yeah, I heard. I've heard. I know. I've never met her. I've actually never seen her in person. But that, yeah. Well.
You never know.
I know. I don't. That's the whole key.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, you have to play it very cool. And I mean, she married Arquette for a while there, and
That's right. Yeah.
no offense to him, but if he had a shot, I think
I'd be.
I think you got a shot.
One would hope. One would hope. Yeah.
I'm just getting even with him.
You're like, okay.
Anyway, I love Nikita, and it airs tonight
Thank you.
at 9 on the CW. And I really appreciate you coming in, Shane. Thank you, bro.
Thanks so much for having me. I'd love to do it again.
What a good man.
Thank you. All right.
If you run into Cordy Cox.
Yeah, right.
Man up.
Never have. I never have.
You
But
will.
I'll say something. for
You
sure.
will.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
Oh.
You ever have a recurring?
Scary.
I bet which kind of material you're shooting though. But ever have a recurring dream or one that maybe a single one that you remember quite vividly?
Whenever in my life, is it more recently or just in general?
Yeah, one that just sticks in your mind.
I had recurring nightmares for at least 5 years of my life
You
when I was a
did?
kid. Vivid nightmares.
Same
Probably
one?
because I saw Nightmare on Elm Street when I was 6. And the sequel a year later, I believe. I don't know what it was. I saw Halloween when I was 8. These
So
are
it
the,
was
these
always
are the
like-
originals, the good
But it was
movies, not
standard
the-
stuff like
yeah.
somebody's in the closet. There's a
No, it was very. I created a character in my head. I think it was because my sister and I shared the same room growing up, and she had dolls like lining the floors, just half dressed, one eye out, like stringy hair. So I had all these creepy dreams of essentially that, of like a walking doll, like a live doll.
what was the
that
character?
would-
Did it have a name? The character?
I don't remember the name, but it appeared in at least 100 dreams that I had for years. And it
Wow.
would be like if we were here having this show right now and just things started to feel strange and it wasn't very realistic, and I'd look through that window right there and she'd just be staring at me. And then that's when I realized I was in a dream. And it was this consistent thing that happened for years that tortured me. Yeah.
Wow, so it would just appear like Where's Waldo in random normal dreams.
And random normal, what would have been life? School. I remember her being a student. Suddenly, like a couple rows
but
back.
you never
when I
like during
just-
the day when
Look.
you're actually completely aware and conscious. She wouldn't show up. It
No,
wasn't
no,
those
no,
things.
no. It was just
In the dream.
No, then I'd be in some serious help. I might not be here right now, but I'd be put away.
The West Man. Oh,
But yeah, that was pretty rough. That was at least I think probably 6 years old and 9 years old.
oof, tough years.
Yeah,
You made
tough
it out.
years. I made it out somehow. Yeah.
How did you finally get over it?
You know what it is? They say this a lot too about dreams. You have to take control of your dreams, and it may sound silly or strange, but it's the only thing I could do. It's the only way I could work it out because it was consistent. It was nightly, and I learned how to fight back. I remember I learned how to fly, and I learned how to get out of a dream, which was strange because I knew I was asleep.
Yeah. Oh, we
But
all have that. Where you're
so
like,
your
I know
eyes
I'm
are
asleep,
open.
but I could open my eyes now and end this.
And in this, yeah, and
Why am
exactly.
I not doing it?
Why am I not doing it? And you had to kind of fight harder to remember how to do that. And I had a million nightmares that ended in like a couple of minutes because I knew I was in one, and I got myself out of it. So you had to just learn how to do that, and then they eventually went away.
Shane, that's fascinating stuff. I think it's some of the most interesting stuff about us. I mean, it's what we're dreaming about.
Yes, I would love to actually. Take a class on that one day, or get some sort of psychology to figure that out, because I'm sure, I'm sure that could affect me again later. But so far, so good.
Seems like you did the right thing. You face it. You look it in the eyes, and you get over it that way.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, man.
Thank
I
you.
have,